And she even told me to bring a condom just in. It was a combo special they had.
40 weeks pregnant, where were you? You didn't do nothing. You ain't buy no Pampers, no wipes, no bottles. I did that.
He left her when she was 16 weeks pregnant, didn't look back, and he is living his life without responsibility. I'm the baby's father. I provide for the baby.
You know, we went to the doctor. I asked him around what time did she get pregnant. He gave me around.
You don't even know what time because you're not right. You don't even know what time it is now. So let me tell you, he does not know.
Ms. Bailey storms into the courtroom, guns blazing, with a lawsuit against Mr. Parker for a hefty sum of $3,691.50. She asserts that Mr. Parker, the estranged hubby, flat out denies being the daddy of their 4-month-old munchkin and hasn't dropped a dime for baby expenses. The tension in the courtroom crackles like popcorn as she lays out her financial woes and deep frustrations. Keep your eyes peeled because the courtroom drama is about to kick up a notch.
Ms. Bailey, you and your daughter are suing the defendant for $3,691.00 in child care expenses. Is your daughter's estranged husband, and he denies paternity of your 4-month-old grandson. You claim he hasn't even given your daughter a single penny towards your grandson's expenses.
Can you believe this? Ms. Bailey drops a bombshell that Mr. Parker bailed on her daughter when she was only 16 weeks into her pregnancy, and since then, he's been living la vida loca, responsibility-free. This revelation lays bare the emotional and financial turmoil her daughter endures, framing the high stakes of their legal battle. The next moment turns up the heat even more.
He left her when she was 16 weeks pregnant, didn't look back, and he is living his life without responsibility. I'm the baby's father. I provide for the baby and comfort him. Not him. He's living the way he wants to. Is going to college. She's working on her 2nd degree, not her 1st, but her 2nd degree.
What type of relationship has he established with Zechariah thus far?
Nothing. Zero.
You won't see this twist coming. The story thickens as Mr. Parker takes the stand, claiming he was more pushed out than walked out, thanks to unreasonable demands and downright mistreatment. This peek into their rocky relationship showcases a battle of he said, she said, filled with bitterness and resentment. Strap in. The revelations ahead will have you gasping.
First it started, she'd start wearing makeup and everything. She was wearing it to church. It ain't so funny. She never wore makeup before.
And
she started wearing it just to go to
don't.
pay the bills, run out to go over, just to go see the neighbors. I didn't know if she was trying to get something going with the neighbors or not. The thing that really made me suspicious, Your Honor, was what happened next. I come home one day, she's put it on the bedroom door. We have a photo of it here if I might enter it into evidence.
The plot thickens. The judge dives deep, questioning Mr. Parker's paternity denial, while he reveals he was clueless about the child's birth for over a week, highlighting severe communication breakdowns and personal grudges that shadow over family ties. The courtroom's about to explode with even more bombshells, so stay tuned.
The thing that got me the most at the final end of it, I didn't even know the child had been born for over a week.
Okay, now take me back to that moment.
It was the 25th or the 26th. I called her up because it was the day the baby was supposed to have been born, left a message on her answering machine because she hadn't told us anything.
Did you accompany her to doctor's appointments?
No, you're right.
I was told I was too annoying and I needed to stay home.
The air crackles with anticipation as evidence is laid bare. The focus shifts to a controversial birth certificate that omits Mr. Parker's name, spotlighting the intense legal and emotional disputes about recognition and responsibility amidst their frayed ties. Fasten your seatbelts. The courtroom is about to erupt with reactions.
I'd like to enter into evidence the birth certificate. It has on it that...
Please let me see that birth certificate. Are you two still married?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Woo.
It shows where I was not even registered as the father, and in my state, if you were married, you were supposed to be automatically be put. I was not even on the certificate, and this is a federal document that shows that she lied to the doctors, lied to the hospital, and lied to me.
Grab your popcorn for the grand reveal. The DNA results are in.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Parker,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are his father.
I told you. Told you.
Buckle up. This episode starts off with a bang. Miss Jones and Miss Hernandez are here in the courtroom, each passionately claiming that Mr. Trevino is the father of their children. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation, and as both ladies stake their claims, the drama escalates to the point where the judge decides it's time to bring Mr. Trevino into the mix. Without a moment's hesitation, he's called in to face the music. Just you wait, the stage is set for some serious fireworks.
You are each here today to prove to a man that he is the father of your children. Ms. Jones, you You say Mr. Trevino is denying your child, and you say it has a lot to do with Ms. Hernandez. Now, Ms. Hernandez, you say he's also denying that he's the father of your child.
Things heat up quickly in this showdown. The confrontation kicks off with Miss Jones detailing the roller coaster of acknowledgement from Mr. Trevino regarding his daughter, Cheryl. He counters, arguing he's not denying paternity, but rather seeking clarity amidst the chaos. Accusations fly about neglect and responsibilities, unraveling the tangled emotional threads of this dispute. The tension ratchets up, setting the stage for even more jaw-dropping moments.
He's denied her back and forth. He says, I'm not the father, I am the
I'm not
father.
denying, I'm simply requesting the Your Honor. I'm not denying anybody, and I've been there for both. My family and I have done a lot.
Keyword, you are the father. You have not been there.
So you're saying I haven't helped you?
Though you're claiming he's denying paternity.
Several times.
Hold on to your seats, the plot thickens. Mr. Trevino lays out his doubts about fatherhood, pointing to conflicting dates around the time Cheryl was conceived, which were highlighted during a trip to the doctor's office. Miss Jones counters fiercely, challenging his memory and commitment, which only adds layers to the already complex narrative of their relationship. Gear up, because what comes next will leave you even more hooked.
Why have you been denying that this child is yours?
You know, we went to the doctor. I asked him around what time did she get pregnant. He gave me around.
You don't even know what time because you're not right. You don't even know what time it is now. So let me tell you,
So
he
hold
does
on.
not know.
You have an issue with the days of conception, and
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
submitted these days to the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
You went to a doctor's appointment some point in June, around the 18th.
Just when you think you've seen it all, amidst heated exchanges, Miss Jones drops a bombshell. She admits to falsely telling Mr. Trevino he wasn't the father during an argument, fueled purely by spite. This revelation throws a wrench into the proceedings, exposing the raw emotional undercurrents that have plagued their interactions. Brace yourself, the fallout from this confession is about to take center stage.
Why
It
would you
was
tell
wrong.
him?
It turned into an argument, and right away he went down and gave me a low blow, and cause I was like, I've been doing this for you and been doing that. And
We
the baby, and
were
she's probably not
driving
even
down the
mine. And she
street. He
says,
was
matter
helping
of
me
fact, she's not yours.
Oh, and it felt so good.
Said it out of spite.
I did.
No,
To
she
this
had a
day,
look of truth
I feel
on her
wrong
face.
because I hate when women do that.
As truths begin to emerge, hold on to your coffee. The judge zeroes in on the heart of Mr. Trevino's doubts, which were significantly fueled by Miss Jones's hurtful remarks during their disputes. This key moment highlights how deep-seated emotions can cloud judgment and affect relationships, especially concerning paternity. Keep watching. The resolution of this tangled web is just around the corner.
Well, the truth is that she admitted that when she said it, it felt great.
It
She
should
said it
feel
out
bad,
of spite, but in your mind, your doubt centers
I don't
around
care how mad you are. You don't tell a man that
You
he is
don't,
not the
and I
daddy.
agree. Work hard.
What do
I
you
bet
call
your
it?
back is in perfect condition because you work so hard. Work, right? How many kids do you have?
Look,
Working?
listen,
Let's
we're here
stop.
about one thing.
Exactly.
We're here about Cheryl.
So,
we're here to find out.
exactly.
Finally, the moment of truth arrives, and it's a doozy. DNA results are revealed.
Mr. Trevino, you are the father.
Can I tell you?
Buckle up, folks, because this ride is starting wild. The case kicks off with Mr. Griffin dropping a bombshell. He had a 2-year steamy affair with his wife's stepsister, Mrs. Richmond, which he claims resulted in a daughter. Despite Mrs. Richmond's fierce denial, Mr. Griffin is adamant that he is the biological father. If you thought this was spicy, just wait for the next part.
Mr. Griffin, you were a married man who had a 2-year affair with your wife's stepsister, the defendant. You say that relationship produced a daughter, but Ms. Richmond claims you are not her daughter's biological father. Your other daughter, Lakeisha, is here to support your claim. Ms. Richmond, you admit to the affair with Mr. Griffin, but say you are positive the plaintiff is not your daughter's biological father, and you plan to prove that in court today.
You won't believe this twist. In a jaw-dropping confession, Mr. Griffin initially describes the affair as an honest mistake, but Judge Lake isn't buying it. After some grilling, he admits it was a dishonest mistake that lasted not 1, but 2 scandal-filled years. Hold on to your popcorn. It only spirals more from here.
That was an honest mistake, but at the same...
Wait, now there wasn't no mistaken identity. You knew it was your wife's
I
sister.
understand. No, doing what I did.
Was it an honest mistake or a dishonest mistake?
Dishonest mistake.
How long did this mistake
It lasted, I'd say, about 2 years.
Oh boy, here's where it gets even messier. We dive deeper into the sordid affair, as it's revealed Mr. Griffin was frequently chauffeuring Mrs. Richmond, providing ample opportunity for their illicit relationship to blossom. They've known each other for over a decade, thickening the plot with family ties and betrayals. Keep your eyes peeled because the next revelation is a doozy.
How are you all spending this much time could develop?
Because he was taking me home from when I used to go over to their house to visit my stepsister and stuff.
How long had you been married at the time, Mr. Griffin?
I'm still about 10 years.
So you all had known each other for an extended amount of time.
I was in love, so I thought what I thought was love back in them.
Oh, because you had worked yourself up that you was in love with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the plot thickens. Amidst a tangled web of family drama, Mrs. Richmond staunchly maintains that Mr. Griffin fathered her daughter based on his one-time acknowledgement decades ago. Her unwavering belief has stood the test of 30 years, despite Mr. Griffin's minimal involvement. You'll need more than a tea to sip for the emotional whirlwind coming up next.
You're asserting in court today that you have not seen Mr. Griffin?
I've seen him one time when I was like 14.
In your life?
In my life. I spoke to him first time on the phone, like the other, I never
That's because I didn't know
talked
where
to
they was
him.
at. 30 years I've been knowing that she's my...
I did tell him that I was pregnant, but also I did tell him he was the father, but at the time he also knew I was, with other people also, and he was a married man.
Grab the tissues. It's about to get emotional. Tikia, the daughter caught in the middle, shares her poignant struggle with identity and the absence of a father figure, painting a picture of her emotional and social battles growing up. This heart-tugging narrative sets the stage for an even more dramatic showdown that's up next.
Were you with her all during the pregnancy?
No.
You weren't together during the pregnancy?
After I got pregnant, we never had contact because I got in a relationship with another gentleman.
You didn't want to
While you were pregnant with his child?
We didn't hardly see each other.
She was trying to hide it from her stepsister.
So, Mr. Griffin, how did you tell your wife that you got her sister pregnant?
I didn't. Because I was too embarrassed to tell her I knew I did that.
Just when you thought you had it figured out, the court examines the perplexing details of the paternity test claims with conflicting results, causing everyone to second-guess what they know. Mrs. Richmond recalls being informed Mr. Griffin wasn't the father, clashing with the existence of child support papers. Fasten your seatbelts. The truth is about to come out.
I believe the other people better than believe in
Thank
them.
you.
When I called them, they said that they do not have a test.
Thank
They
you.
said that
From him.
we took ours, but he did not show up to take his. That's what they said. If
And
that's
that
not
in and
true,
of
I
its-
don't know.
That
That's
would've
what
been
they
a woman.
said.
And listen, that in and of itself is why, even at 32 years old, from that very piece of testimony you just said,
Take a deep breath because this is a major turning point. In a heartfelt attempt at redemption, Mr. Griffin acknowledges his past mistakes and expresses deep regret to Tikia, particularly about her recent tragic loss. This emotional confession prepares everyone for the DNA results that are about to flip everything upside down. The courtroom is on edge, and so should you be.
before I go to these results, Mr. Griffin, I want you to look across the aisle right now. This is a woman. You say this is your daughter.
Yes, I believe. Yes, I truly believe.
Well, to me, you haven't been in this courtroom acting like much of a father. And I want you to turn to your daughter right now, if you believe this is your daughter, how you feel, and more importantly, how you recognize what she feels.
I'm sorry for your husband, and I wish that I had been there for you. And I'm sorry for not being there for you.
Prepare for a jaw-dropping moment. The DNA test results are finally unveiled.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Griffin, you are not her father. 32 years of thinking you were this woman's father.
Strap in for this wild ride. The host kicks off with a grand introduction to the special update episode titled Two Dads, Double the Doubt. It sets up an emotionally charged courtroom drama, teeming with paternity puzzles and heartfelt chaos. The stage is set, the players are ready, and oh boy, the drama is just beginning.
Hello, and thanks for joining me for another very special update episode of Paternity Court. Two dads, double the doubt. Every child needs a father, and every day couples come to court seeking answers. With two or more possible fathers in court, run high, and the truth often lies somewhere in the middle.
Buckle up for a soap opera twist. A mother lays down a tangled tale of romance and mystery, involving not one, but multiple lovers, which led her straight into the vortex of paternity doubt. As the tale unfolds, the climax hits with the declaration of Mr. Fisher as the biological father, stirring a cocktail of emotions in the courtroom. And guess what? The emotional roller coaster is just picking up speed.
We was texting and stuff, and she wanted me to come up there on her break. And she even told me to bring a condom just in. It was a combo special they had.
40 weeks pregnant, where were you? You didn't do nothing. You ain't buy no Pampers, no white, no bottles. I did that. You ain't do nothing. You ain't even check on him.
I just want to know, because it's multiple people that were having interferes with her. I just want to know.
So you feel like she was having sex with other men?
Oh, yes.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. After the ground-shaking revelation of paternity, the involved parties spill the beans on how their lives have transformed since the verdict. They discuss the shifts in their paternal roles and the evolving family dynamics, offering a slice of life post-courtroom drama. And just when you think you've caught your breath, the next segment is ready to knock the wind out of you.
Since paternity court, Jayani is definitely taking the steps he needs to take. Being in Jeremiah's life, he's been asking him up and see him, so that's one thing that I'm really happy about. Adrian has offered to be Jeremiah's godfather, and his family just been really calling and checking on me and Jeremiah. Thank you guys so much.
Now that's a great way of turning a negative DNA result. Up next, 2 men claimed 36-year-old Crystal Scott as their daughter. What took them so long to get a DNA test? Watch this.
I'm really upset because I don't know who my dad is.
Can you feel the tension? Dive into another gripping tale of paternity intrigue involving 2 men, both convinced they might be the father of the same child. The air thickens with tension and suspicion as the truth slowly unravels. Keep your eyes peeled because the revelation is about to make a splash.
Well, since we left court, my relationship with my dad has been great. We talk almost every single day. We don't get to see each other as much as we would like to because he does live so far away from me. What we love the most is the fact of 6 kids, I'm the only girl. Our bond has gotten even stronger. It is even better. Thank you so much for giving me the answers that I have wanted and needed for so long.